Welcome everyone to another great episode of Brutally Honest. I am your host, Stitches NBC. I'm here with my colleagues, Brutal Keith and Notorious True, our special guest. Thank you for coming here. I appreciate it. I know you got caught up in traffic. It's not easy. It's not easy, but it's all good. It's all love.
Man, it's a journey.
I do appreciate you being here. That's why I was like, you know what? Let me just delay the show a little bit because I want you here because I definitely want your input and your opinions on this,
yes,
man.
sir. Yes, sir. I appreciate that more than you know.
Merry Christmas. It's too early.
It's too early.
It's not too
early.
I'm
not in the Christmas mood yet.
I'm not even going live, so you know
my killers.
real.
Happy post Thanksgiving. I'm not really happy. What is a leftover day? How's everybody doing?
Black Friday happy, right? Or what's the Cyber Monday?
Cyber Monday.
Yeah, Cyber Monday happy. Happy with Cyber Monday.
Yeah, it's Brutal Honest Tuesdays right now, though.
What are we
That's
here
what it's today.
What
Brutal
are we
Honest
here today?
Tuesdays.
What are we here for today? We are here today to discuss why is it so hard for a man to trust a woman nowadays, especially in 2019, 2020, and we already know 2021 ain't looking good either. Why is it so hard for a man to trust a woman? That's what we're going to be talking about. But as the intro, you know, Keith and Notorious True right now, they're sharing it and things like that. They're doing what they got to do. So I actually posted something as far as, I posted this, bro. Like, my son is 8 years old right now.
Okay.
He's only 8 years old, right? And I was asking people, like, when is it a good time for me to tell him that Santa ain't real?
Oh, man.
You feel me? Because he's 8 years old. You know, I don't live with him. He lives with his mom. So they doing like that, what is it, that the elf, the shelf, the elf on the shelf. And he's talking to me about it. And I'm like, and in my head, I'm like, none of that shit is real. Like, but I don't want to tell my son. I even joked with my son about it, and he almost started crying. I was like, nah, I'm joking.
So yeah, you know, it's not time. It's not time. It's not, you know. I feel like the time. I don't know. I feel like you can gauge it with your child, bro, because you know, at one point, you know, they're still excited and enthusiastic about that. You know what I'm saying?
They are.
And then there's gonna be a time where they're gonna grow into it. It's like those questions are gonna be different. You know what I'm saying? All right, you know, like what's up with Santa and this and that. Then their belief different. Then you can actually have a sit down with them. I think. Personally.
I have a question. I just want to throw in and ask.
Okay.
Did you find out from your parents Santa was a real, or did somebody at like school or your friends, or was it somebody outside of like your immediate family or household that told you? That's what I wanted to ask.
That is a good question. But I'm on some, like, how did I find out, bro? You know, normally, like, you're right, we find out from our parents, we find out from our cousins, we find out, especially most of us, we find out from the kids in school. We definitely find out from the kids in school. That wasn't my case, though. My case, I found out that Santa wasn't real like this, my killer. I was like, my classmates was like, man, I can't believe you still believing in that shit. But I still had hope, right?
Yeah, you still
But I was like, so all I did was this, you know what? I'm going to be good. I was like 11 years old. So I'm like, I'm going to be good this whole year. I'm not going to curse. I'm going to be a good son. I'm going to be a good brother. I'm going to do what I got to do, what I think is good. Follow all the rules, not misbehave. And I was good for that whole year. Christmas came and I ain't get shit. Christmas came and I ain't get shit. Now ain't no knock on my parents. You know, we didn't have it all now. You know, we ain't come from money. We set now. But I'm saying I ain't come from money. So that was my rude awakening.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like if you are in a situation, if you are a little bit more on the poorer side, you come up with a silver spoon in your mouth. You gonna find out real quick that Santa ain't real. Like, you know, it's not gonna be like,
find out
your enthusiasm leave about that second Christmas when you like, man, I done been good. I don't tell me this. You know, everybody. I mean, my parents tried it too at one point. You know, my parent and my mom. At one point, it's like, all right, now look, man.
Bro, it was like
she ain't. Every time I ask for something, I can't get nothing. Every time Christmas comes, now we celebrating with Kwanzaa.
I feel you. I mean, like that. But I was like, why is Santa giving me socks and underwears? Where's my toes?
Santa leaving me notes. Listen to your mom more. That's ridiculous.
What's up to check her volume? If it can anybody else hear?
Oh yeah, I can't hear. I don't know if they can hear. Any of my fans can hear right now. I don't got no fans. That's right.
All right, guys.
So can y'all hear me? Is y'all paying attention?
If y'all can hear us, press 2. If y'all can hear us right now, press 2. A lot of people have been commenting they can't hear us. If you can hear us, press 2.
Thank you everybody for tuning in. We apologize for those little technical difficulties.
Yeah, a lot of people were saying they couldn't hear.
If y'all can hear us, just click 2 right now. We definitely
can hear. All right, so I guess volume is good now, right?
Thank y'all all for having patience with us. Now, since they didn't hear it, I don't even know if I want to repeat myself. Anyway, Santa's real for all of y'all non-believers, man. Let's put it off for like. Nah, but real talk, bro. I had posted this so my son is only 8 years old. When is it a good time for me to tell him that Santa ain't real? So I got like a lot of notifications, I got over 100 comments on that post. Right. Now, 95% of those comments was like, nah, let a kid be a kid. You don't want to destroy somebody's innocent. Don't ruin it for him. 95% of the responses was like that. But there was 2 people there. There was 2 people. Robert Santiago and Eric Jimenez. Yeah, I'm going to say y'all names. Because I don't do that subliminal shit either. They awesome, but Jesus is fake. We all believe in that y'all over here believing in Jesus. What's so wrong about believing in Santa? But I took him right, bro. You know what? I took it I'm like, ha, you know what? Y'all both need Jesus in your lives. I played along with it, you know, and it's really hard for people to rattle me and stuff like that. The thing about it is like, my dude Eric, he comes on and he starts commenting, talking about all the millions and Jesus is this, and I'm like, my killer, I don't give a fuck. I don't care. And what I mean about this, bro, is like there's a time and place for everything. There's a time and place for everything. If I'm over here talking about Santa and my son, if you don't believe in Jesus, that's what you believe. It is what it is. I don't care. But don't try to be forcing and pushing your own personal beliefs and opinions onto people. That's an uninvited opinion, and nobody gives a shit about none of that. Period.
I mean, what I understand about when people start pushing their own agenda to people, and this is my main thing, is like, I watched some interview and somebody said it pretty well. You know, they were talking about their she was like a transgender woman and all that, but it was real life. It made sense. It's like when you try to force feed whatever you believe or whatever you think down somebody, people are naturally going to get defensive. This is period. It's just innate in people's nature. You're not gonna force feed. You know, if I feel like my color blue is way better than your color red or whatever you feel, and I feel like that, and I'm trying to force feed it down you, you're gonna naturally be defensive. Now, originally, if you were probably open-minded, anybody that's willing to listen and open-minded is gonna be open to do that. You just gotta, just to stand for your.
And that's my point, bro. Most people, they just want to be heard. But most of those people don't want to listen. So my message to those is, cool, then I don't want to hear you either. Period. Because at the end of the day, it's like this, my killer. Like, you could tell me whatever you want to tell me. If you want to tell me the sky is blue and you want to tell me the sky is blue, and that's cool. And I'm going to listen to you. I'm going to respect your opinion, and I'm going to respect your point of view. That doesn't mean I have to agree with it. Right. But are you going to give me the time and space for me to express my own point of view and opinions and for you to listen as well? If you're not down with that, then I'm not down with that conversation either. Why? Because of the way I am. Like you said, open-minded. I don't care what anybody tells me. Hey, listen, you believe Jesus is actually the devil, whatever. I don't care. That's you. I'm not going to be, no, it's this, whatever. Live and let live. That's what I'm saying. But then dudes be writing a whole paragraph. Matter of fact, who reads paragraphs nowadays? Yo, my
bro.
Who reads paragraphs and essays? You out there writing a whole essay, and I'm like, I'm not reading all that shit. Ladies, when y'all have an argument with a dude, right? And this dude is out here blasting your phone and writing you paragraphs, do y'all even read the messages? This is a real question.
Yo, I swear. Nobody reads paragraphs. If you got the time to sit and type up a paragraph, nobody's gonna read it. They're gonna read the first sentence and the last sentence. Okay, that's it. I mean, am I wrong in that?
I'm gonna be frank on this. I'm gonna be honest. Depending on my mood, because if we are going at it for real, we going at it, cause. And you texting me the paragraph, I'm gonna be 1,000 with you. I'm not reading that. What I need to. Alright, okay. You got that.
Okay. You got that. You got that.
Okay, it's gonna be okay, because I ain't reading none of it. But if it's something like, I don't know, just we're talking and this is how we genuinely talk, you spending paragraphs, this is part of your lifestyle, then I'll read it. It ain't no trip.
I don't got time for that. Just call me on the phone. I'm not even a phone person, bro. Like, just see me, just check me. I want to see you face to face, and maybe we could talk about it, because a lot of times through text and phones, you can say certain things, and the receiving end will take in a certain way, like you meant it like this. But when they see your facial expressions, you're like, wait a minute, he was just being sarcastic, or he or she was just being jokeful. That's why I like to just have that face-to-face conversation.
Yeah, well, there's a way to approach everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I actually learned a lot about that today. You know what I'm saying? When you approach, you can have the right formula, but if you approach it wrong, you know what I'm saying? That can shatter everything that your formula even that you planned. So your approach has to be, some of everything, but that's
So today, you already know what the main topic is. But to end what we're just talking about right now, I just want to say that, me and Keith, he's my right-hand man. I know he's on my left side right now. But I'm just saying, he's my right-hand man. We've known each other for 3 years, and my killer, he's proved his loyalty. He's always there in his support. And we're good friends. But let's be real. We don't always see eye to eye. A lot of times we have a lot of different views. And I say that to say this. A true friend will accept you for who you are. A true friend ain't gonna force feed you.
Exactly.
A true friend ain't gonna judge you. You feel me? I know a lot of people, I've spoken to people too, they're talking about, I tell people this and I tell that, and now they don't even want to be my friends anymore. And I tell them, like, yo, they wasn't your real friends in the first place. They had an agenda or they had an assumption or an idea of who you was, and then you switch the script, and now they're like, you know what, I don't want to mess with you anymore. Those are not the friends that you should have around you, period. So at the end of the day, people could comment what they want to comment. I love you guys all. Y'all can speak whatever y'all want to speak, but if y'all want me to listen, y'all gotta be willing to hear me too. Period. This last month, I gave out a shirt. The winner for that is gonna be Bart Sukram, Barty, aka Barty. This is your shirt right here, man.
Shout out to Barty. Okay.
Top fan?
No, thank you for commenting, and sharing most consistently for that month of November. Now, for the month of December, for whoever likes, comments, and shares the most, I know it's the holidays, I know. So I got a $50 gift card for y'all. Whoever likes, comments, and shares the most, I got a $50 gift card for you guys. Now, why is it so hard for a man to trust a woman in 2019? True, you a model, my killer. I've been seeing you. You moving. I'm proud of you as well, my killer. Like you're making moves. You're doing what you gotta do. I'm proud of you. I support you, and more importantly, I believe in you as well. We already know. We spoke about that. But my killer, why is it so hard for somebody to be like in your profession? But I don't want to limit it to just your profession. Let me generalize it. People in a public figure. Let's just say you could be a DJ, a promoter, a club owner, an artist. You're just out there. You're just out there in the public. Why is it so hard for people like us, females too, because females are popping as well? Why is it so hard for us to trust somebody? Why is it so hard for us to settle down with somebody?
Man. Why is it hard for us to settle down with somebody?
And there's a lot of things with this, like it's, insecurities. Let's just fall down with insecurities. Right?
Well, let's go there. I think insecurities is a big part of it. Jessica Guzman just said because he can't even trust himself. That's why.
All right.
What's your opinion? Why is it so hard, bro?
Well, my opinion on the matter is this, and I can only speak for myself, but I'm also going to speak in general. In general, I think it does have a lot to do with insecurities, meaning they've been through things in life and they're treating everything like it's that one situation. They haven't gotten over it yet. So they're still insecure, thinking the next person is going to hurt them the same way the last person did.
So they're still hurt.
Yeah.
They're still hurt because of their past experience. But we also believe that it also has to do a lot with your self-conscious as well. Meaning, you don't even trust yourself enough to trust somebody else.
So I guess what you're saying, to me, what I'm getting is, what I've been learning is, there's a lot a lot of people still going around and they haven't healed yet.
They haven't what exactly?
The healing hasn't happened yet. Most people, are so used to, when things getting done wrong or things like that, and when they don't really heal, they tend to patch it up. You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
I understand put a Band-Aid on it,
yeah.
and I'm fine, and I'll jump in the next relationship because I'm tired of being lonely. You know what I'm saying? And haven't healed or fixed on who they are as themselves, or because when you get with someone, the real truth about when being with the next person is a reflection of yourself.
Amen to that, man. Amen to that.
I mean, you guys connect, obviously, because of your common interests. You know what I'm saying? Those are the things that tell you that that's a mirror of yourself. And
even if it was just a physical attraction.
Exactly. And then being honest with each other. Like, being honest with yourself. Because, if you get in a situation and you don't want nothing more but a physical attraction, there shouldn't be nothing wrong. There shouldn't be nothing wrong to speak on that, to be honest about that alone. But a lot of people don't. You know what I mean? People put their own expectations on things and try to build it their own way. But you gotta be, not everybody wants the same thing as you. Nobody understands love the same way. Love languages now are just mixed up. And people are starting to pay attention and say, oh, I get their love languages now. But nobody is not trying to study your partner's love language, really.
And especially that nowadays, I mean, my boy Keith was just talking to me about this like 30 minutes ago, as far as nobody wants to fight for relationships anymore.
Not at all.
Bro. And I swear, like, and it's funny because when you think back in the days, I mean, our generation and our parents growing up, even if they ain't like each other, they fought through some ish to stay together.
Yeah, they didn't have Instagram. They didn't have the options, bro. They didn't have to swipe up or swipe left.
You getting into it. I was gonna say you getting into it because that's where it all leads nowadays, right? But just speaking about it in general, back in the days, and it's funny because I read a post that said this, and it's exactly what I was talking about in regards to back in the days, the men provided even if they cheated. Now, hold up. Let's be real. I mean, we've all known this. I didn't bring it up. This is common knowledge that women, the majority of women, think most men are dogs, and the reason they think that is because that's what they've heard throughout their lives. In our generation, growing up, and that's because again, back in the days, the men cheated, but they also provided. Nowadays, you have women that are working just as hard as the men. See, it used to be women stayed home, men went out and worked. Now the women are working too and providing. So when the guy act up or he cheats or whatever, it's get the F out. Straight up. If I'm going to do bad, I can do bad by myself. But if I'm working and I'm paying the bills and providing, and you get out of here. So there's no more fighting anything anymore. Now it's just easier to just say I'm done. Let's move to a different book, a different chapter, a different whatever.
So, I mean, how you presented it, I respect, I'm with that. So, but in that very, very aspect, so are we saying that, are we just looking at the aspect of leaving it up to the women to fight for things anymore? Because like, even that in that aspect that you just brought it up, it was more so geared toward the viewpoint of the females, and the guys are just dogs. You know what I'm saying? And I understand that. But there are also good men out here that are also, you know what I'm saying, working that same aspect. So is it just left up for the women to now fight for this, or are men fighting for it anymore?
No.
Are men fighting to be men anymore?
No. At the end of the day, I do believe that life is balanced. So even if things change, what didn't change is the fact of it being a teamwork. Okay, so back then you're out here talking to me about the man provided and the woman would stay at home. But we're not talking about.
Stay home doing nothing.
And that's what I'm saying. It's not like she's just staying home and está tranquila. She ain't doing shit. She's just out there watching novelas. That's not what we're saying. She out there cooking, cleaning, making sure the kids are good, making sure the house is good, making sure that what's up with all the bills up to date. Like the females is always doing that. So now what I'm saying is okay, so cool. If the woman stepped up and now they're taking responsibilities that the man had,
as far as providing,
then the man should also step up and handle some of the responsibilities that the woman used to have, as far as There's nothing wrong with a man cleaning the house. There's nothing wrong with a man cooking for his family.
Taking care of his kids.
And y'all can disagree with me. I don't feel like there's anything wrong with a man doing what he's supposed to do to make sure his family's good, especially when his wife is out there providing for the family as well.
So okay. Then that goes the case. Then I'm gonna always play the devil's advocate. So. What if, besides the men, we're not talking about the men that are not actually men, people. We're talking, the men that are sitting there. Fuck boys. That's laying on the couch.
Let's keep it brutally
honest. You know what I'm saying? $40 or using your girlfriend's car.
My killer, there's fuck girls too, right?
Oh, that's always. There's a fuck man, there's fuck boys, there's fuck girls too.
Okay, alright.
They have fuck ass kids, that's how it goes. But at the end of the day, let's see. What if they're both out there though? What if the man is out there doing those things and doing all those things he's still doing? Because at the end of the day, remember, it's an innate in the man because we were taught as our generation coming up that it's the man's job to provide. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Now she's out there doing the same thing, understood, but she still wants those things like the women even back in the day. I mean, granted they took care of home and all that, but she still wants those things that she saw her mother grow up on. And the daddy took, even though he was out there, he may talk shit, he may say whatever. That nigga still provided. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, definitely. But I just want to jump in on that because you're right. And what I mean by that is if the women are out there working and helping to provide towards the bills, since the men, let's be honest, things have gotten a little bit more expensive. Most family households have two incomes, mother and father, whatever.
Right.
If both people are providing for that, then that extra income you got doesn't get to you going to chill with your boys and stuff like that. It goes into providing for your woman, making sure she feels good about herself, her nails done, her hair's done, or she got money in her pocket even if you don't.
So in a sense, let me ask
it's still making sure you
feel
provide.
Like the men today, as far as like a step up, the men today had to step up a lot further than what the men before us did.
Hell yeah.
No, I don't.
Hell yeah.
I think that's a perception and what we think as men. But I feel like as a man, to answer your question, we should be more confident in ourselves than what we can provide. Instead of trying to go overboard. No, you don't gotta do that. Why not? Why can't she get a side job to help out?
In 2019, everybody's independent.
I'm confident with myself as a man. I'm confident with myself as a man and what I'm doing, what I'm providing, and I'm confident enough to let my female do what she gotta do without me feeling demasculized.
Indeed.
And that's my answer question. But I also wanted to say, because you asked something about, Shorty grew up seeing her mom doing that. I feel like that's the main difference, especially nowadays in our generation. We said our generation grew up with the man providing and all that because we grew up with our dads. Okay, so I think you mentioned you wasn't having your dads around, right?
Yeah.
So, but most of us grew up with just our mother and our father, and it was usually the father putting in all the work and the mother staying home. So we grew up with that generation. So we have that stigma in our minds as far as, no, I gotta do me. But let's think about what the generation now is growing up to. Broken homes, single mother families. Deadbeat dads, when they're not even deadbeats, it's just their mother that don't let the kids see them. You understand what we're saying? So the kids are growing up to that, like daughters and sons talk about, oh, my mother did it on her own, I can do it too. I don't need no man. Of course you don't need a man. Same way I don't need a woman. I want a woman. There's a big difference in that. So I feel like that's the main difference of why things are the way they are now. I think that's the difference why we don't value relationships the way they are now, because relationships don't last how they used to, bro.
And the thing about that, and it's like what I was saying before and you brought up, is people don't fight for it anymore. It's so much easier to just get rid of it and start anew than it is to say, you know what, I've been with this person this amount of time. Let me try to understand from their perspective, cool too, bro. Or at least try to work it out.
Let me flip that coin. So you over here talking about like, oh, it's easier for us to not work at it anymore because we have so much options. There are people that are in relationships for 6 to 10 years that don't want to go to those options because of the time they already invested in.
Oh, definitely. But here's the thing. Are they happy are they happy?
It's memes now. There's memes now. You know, there's memes now. There's somebody like, gee, in the same sense where he's like, you know, fighting for this and all that. They can see a meme like, you know what, you're right. This nigga, I know. I know better. You know what I'm saying?
So you blaming on the memes? Memes is destroying the relationship. You heard it here on Brutally Honest.
Outside
I don't even think about that. I generalize it as social media, period.
Outside of the
memes.
Yeah, but outside of the memes, I feel like the value depreciated to a lot of the generation below us of what a real relationship is and what this and that. Like, people don't value the same things that we were taught to value as far as like kids wise. Like, even marriage is not valued or have a sense of value or pedestal the same way. You know what I'm saying? There's a whole different aspect to marriage nowadays. You know what I'm saying? So like, and it's so easy to be perfectly honest. Without it, it's like I feel like it's so easy to obtain marriage that people don't value the actual the process and what it is to be married, to understand the value of what it is to be married and have a soul partner. People just now, it's just, I mean,
it's like a paperwork.
It's paperwork. I mean, at the end of the day, it's paperwork, and it's just another thing for somebody else. Depending on how you view what marriage is, that value is,
But that's why communication is so important. But not just communication, because people could tell you what you want to hear. I'm talking about true, sincere communication as far as being brutally honest with that person, not just telling them and making them fall in love with their idea of who they think you are. Like, oh, Shorty likes to go to the movies.
Yeah.
I hate the movies. As an example, I really don't. I love the movies. I'm just saying as an example, right? Like, so Shorty hates the movies.
Right.
I know she hates the movies, but now I'm gonna be on some, I hate the movies too. Why? Because I want to appease her. I want to satisfy. I want to be like, I'm just like you. We're compatible. We're good for each other. Instead of telling her like, I hate the movies. I'd rather Netflix and chill. I'd rather go to Redbox. Matter of fact, I'd rather take a walk in the park. That's more entertaining for me. But me telling Shorty, I'd rather walk in the park. She's gonna find that boring. You know what? Let me just hold that to myself. 6 months, a year down that line passes, things didn't work out. Now all of a sudden I have the nerve to have resentment on her when I wasn't true to her in the beginning.
Yeah, because for 6 months y'all watch movies and you don't even like that.
So I look at it
6 months, I'm trying to walk around the park. She's still in her pajamas. Like, girl, when we leaving?
I mean, and that all drives down to love language, man. And
yes.
Besides just having the love language, because everybody's like into studying love language, and everybody. Now we're paying attention to love language, which I'm happy for because that opens up.
That's opens up awareness.
Communication. That opens up awareness, communication.
And
besides being aware of it, that's it. They don't apply understanding the fact that, okay, there's somebody else's love language that's intertwined with yours. How you receive it and how you receive love may not be the same way that someone else receives love. And yeah, we are aware of it, but how many times a day or period, and if you have a relationship, in your relationship, do you pay attention to the fact that, okay, no, this person's love language is different than mine. I mean, people don't study their partner no more. People don't they're so derived on this relationship derives of me. If you're not acquired to what me is, then you're wrong. If you're not doing this for me, then you're wrong. Or me, it tends to be more selfish.
And just, you're right. And to add on to what you're saying, it's like, for example, if my love language was gifts.
Exactly.
If my love language, okay, let me be brutally honest.
Keep it brutal.
Me doing my own research and self-evaluation, my own love language is time. That's my life language. It's the time. If you took time to spend with me, if you took that time, that's how I receive love, right? But for Shorty, it might be the gifts. You feel me? So Shorty I'd be like, yo, baby, let's go out to dinner. Let's go to the park. Let's go do this. Let's go do that. That's me showing her my love towards her. But her love language is gifts. I ain't give her shit. Now she out here, this nigga don't love me. This nigga don't care about me, but yet I'm texting her, I'm calling her, hey baby, did you eat today and do that? And I'm showing her my own translation of my love language, so it's her. Yeah. But she's like, nigga, when's the last time you bought me chocolates? I thought you was allergic.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, once you understand those issues alone, like how to really like speak through those love languages, I feel like a lot of those things will be killed. Like, cause you'll know that maybe me and this person are not even compatible at all. You know, people are so into horoscopes and then like, oh, a Taurus is compatible with this and a Pisces and this. Bro. Like, but they're not paying attention to the love language of why or what's up.
I'm just chiming in on it because I agree with the love language thing. I've looked into it. I have my own. We all have our own. Here's what I'm going to say to all of that, and I mean, maybe this breaks it down a little bit more simple, the way I look at it, rather.
We got some great comments, guys.
All I'm going to say is this. The person that you should be with should be the person you feel the most you with. And what I mean by that is everybody gets a different version of us. When I'm at work, I'm not the funny, talkative, people person that I am when I'm out with my friends, because I don't chill with my coworkers like that. Like, I mean, they all cool, don't get me wrong, some of them watch the show, what up? But I don't chill with them outside of work to loosen up like that while I'm at work. So they don't even get to see that side of me. Now, when I'm with a shorty, when I'm with a girl that I want to build with, if I don't feel like I'm me and I feel like I got to give her that reserved me, you know what I mean? Like that I can't just be myself, then that's not the one for me. The one that I feel like, look, I can tell her anything, even the bad stuff, and know that she going to be okay with it because she understand and comprehend where I'm coming from. That's going to be the shorty that it's like, you know what? Damn, I feel like I'm most me with you. I want to spend my time with you.
He just said the word we was looking for, which was understanding. So the question is, why is it so hard for people in our profession to find somebody to settle down with? And it's the lack of understanding.
Oh, that's deep, for sure.
And that's deep, you know, because we could just put it out there and people could take it for face value. But it's so much deeper than that. Matter of fact, you got something to say about that as far as when I'm saying they don't understand you?
Yeah, I mean, because first and foremost,
he laughs like he hits him. He's like,
damn. But see, and it's funny because we was talking about that before the show too.
Yeah, so
when it's brutal honest, sometimes the truth hits you.
Yeah, and that's what I love about it.
They don't understand you. Real talk, they don't understand me.
But I mean, in a sense though, which is very true. You know, lacking understanding. It's not even just because, even with that being said, because you can misunderstand somebody, but I feel like in this world right now, especially this world and this society that we are, especially in America, it's like it's not just the lack of understanding, but the lack of effort to understand somebody else. People don't want to, like, they'll tell you they want to understand you, this and that, but somebody's really not there. And that's why you appreciate the people that are willing to understand you more or stick through to the crazy stuff, because it's like, dang, you're trying to show the effort. But it's like, most people are not willing, just like I said, back to the selfishness.
I got a solution to that.
What's the thing?
And only because I've lived through it on a few occasions, and this is what's worked for me. And maybe it's not going to work for everybody, but here's what I'll tell you. When you talk about comprehension and understanding, whose responsibility is that? The person saying it or the person hearing it?
Both.
Right? Both. First off, if you're not conveying your message enough to the person to understand, as a person trying to convey the message, you got to understand your audience, who you're talking to, and what you're saying to them. You know what I mean? Like, if you're talking to a child, you're not going to use big words they don't understand.
Right.
Yeah.
Same example. If you're talking to your woman, you're not going to belittle her to make her feel small.
Yeah.
When you're trying to just explain something.
But how can they understand?
And what I'm saying about that is, if that's how you treat it, they're going to block it instantly.
But a lot of them, they don't even want to understand you. They're so affected by the own past experience.
Okay, so here's what you do. Call them naive and tell them they're not open-minded. Before you say what you gotta say. You know why? Because the moment you tell them they're naive, they're gonna say, no, I'm not, and they'll open their minds.
Maybe you might do that.
Not always true. I have to delegate to disagree.
Hey, try it once.
But
try it once.
This is why I said approach is everything. Because some people, in the same sense where you said there's somebody that will be like, oh, no, I'm not, and will open their mind. There's somebody that they'll take that as an insult of you belittling them. And so now they're closing their mind more because now they want to defend why they're not closed minded. It's funny how when a person defends what they are, they're really defending what they are. So it's like.
But as the person speaking, at that point you understand what? That they not getting your message.
But okay, if your mission is to get your message out there, if your mission is to get a message out there, it is hence on your job, like you said, paying attention to almost like Instagram, your algorithms, or how you're getting your message out there. Mm-hmm. What's going on is you have to basically know your audience and how to speak with them. Even in simplicity, that's marketing, whether you know it or not. But in real life, what you're doing is communication starts on you though.
Bro,
that starts on you.
I'm gonna be honest with y'all guys. Y'all can try to explain shit. Y'all can try to make them real talk. Y'all can try to make them understand and all that. Y'all can try to do it. That's all good. I'm not gonna judge y'all. I ain't gonna do none of that shit. Straight up. I'm gonna tell you one time, bro. One time what the deal is. If you don't understand it from then on, then it's done deal. I'm not here to be explaining myself to anybody. My killer, we go to events. We out there. We have a lot of females around us and all this. I'm not gonna be explaining every single night to shorty. You know what I do. You know where I work at. You know how I make my money. You know my... Get the fuck out of my face with that bullshit. Yeah. People's insecurities are not my responsibility. If I know what I'm doing, if I'm content, if I'm confident with, my shoes are my shoes are put on tight. I know where the hell I'm walking at. I know what I'm doing. I ain't doing nothing wrong. I'm getting to my bag. Now, if shorty's too insecure, too jealous, or whatever the fuck, that ain't my fucking problem. Let's keep it brutally honest. That's not my issue. Why am I going to let somebody else's insecurities affect my mojo, affect my energy, affect my aura, my killer? When we on, we're on. Yeah. You feel me? Right now, I'm Stitches MBC. I could be Sandy or Michael in my normal time. You feel me? Mm-hmm. But when I'm Stitches, I'm in my alter ego. When you're Notorious True, you're Notorious True. When you're Brutal Keith, you need to be Brutal Keith, bro. I don't need you to be thinking about that shorty that didn't text you back. I don't need for you to be thinking about nothing else but for you to be on for the show. I don't need nobody. None of us will be out here self-doubting ourselves because somebody else projected their own insecurities onto us.
And I love that you said that because that leads it back to what we asked before. Why can't we trust people? Because of self-doubt.
Oh man, let me read these comments. Let me read these comments real quick. Randy Blake, read it or not, I still said what I wanted. Okay, so she's talking about writing the whole paragraph. That seems more self-indulged, and you just want that attention. You just want to be heard, but they're not even listening to you, so you just wasted your time. Continue. Eric, thank you for commenting. Smart people read paragraphs. That's a lie. But if I'm mad, I definitely don't want to read it either. I'm not mad. Apparently you was, because you wanted to post something subliminally and not tag me. You should be more real like that. My killer, we're from Brooklyn. You should know how we do. Anyway, just keeping it brutally honest. Brandy Blake, conversation is always better than text. I feel so. Jessica Guzman, because he can't even trust himself. Cool, the self-conscience.
Down to that, very factual.
Maria, he's been played before and feels it will happen again. Yes, you're still hurt. I got you. You need to self-heal, what you were saying. You need to Jessica Guzman, you need to self-heal first. Otherwise, you will always relive a situation. Amen to that. And Brandy, you don't trust people because you have seen or meet some real grimy people in your life and you want to judge everybody else by the griminess that you've been affected by. I got you.
We do live and learn.
Yeah, that's what means a fact.
Jessica Guzman, I got you with this one. Men don't know how to act with a real woman because they so used to women needing a man. Not this woman, LOL. You lucky you saved your ass with that damn hashtag, girl. I had something for you. Never mind. Barbara Mercedes, yes, trust. If a man helps their wife, they will get it without asking. They will get it without asking. Get it without asking. You talking about sex? Let me ask you guys a question real quick. If my niggas, my killers, if you smash the girl, and she's still awake, did y'all even have sex?
Hell no.
Well, hold on.
Wait. That's for them.
I'm saying,
y'all got some shit to say
about that. There could be situations.
You want
there could be situations.
Hey, Dave, what's some situations?
You never had a nooner? You never smashed on a lunch break?
I mean, yeah, for sure.
I mean, do every smash and we shorty going to sleep? I mean, I'm just...
Okay, so we talking about quickies or smashes?
Every smash. Okay, no.
Now we get definitive.
Let me combine the two. Every smash and shoot end with her needing to take a nap.
Oh, that every smash is good, but man.
You know what?
Okay.
We got time.
She got her lunch break. I need an extra break now.
So you need an extra break now?
I'm just saying. In certain circumstances, it might be spur of the moment where you're gonna get one in and keep it moving. You're not gonna necessarily go to that.
I like that one, Maria Rosado. Thank you for tuning in, commenting, liking, and sharing. A lot of relationships rather talk to outsiders than to the main resource. That's all I'm gonna read. That's all I'm gonna read.
Facts.
A lot of relationships would rather talk to outsiders instead to the actual resource.
Is that part of the problem or part of the solution?
Well, then that depends on who you're dealing with. Because if you try to talk to the source and it just no matter how hard y'all try, it just don't end well and there's no communication happening, yeah, you might need an outside source like a therapist or something.
Maybe in my mind, in my mind I was thinking a little bit different.
Not your hurt single friends that are still going on.
You hit it right on the head. He hit it right on the head because I was gonna say in my mind what I was thinking when he read that was, how many people in relationships ask their single friends for advice?
A lot of them.
I never understood that. I mean, you can get feedback and see what they think, but if no billionaire is gonna take a super broke homeless man's advice and be like, you should run your business like this. He'd be like, I'll take that into consideration, but I'm not going home to do that. Why would I believe if I'm in a married relationship, if I'm in a married committed relationship, and I have a problem? Like I've talked to many married friends, my close friends that are married. They were like, I may listen, but I'm not ever taking that advice. If you care about your relationship, serious, because. What can you give me to show me that your resume is good? You got a whole bunch of your single friend that's ran through 50 niggas a week, and you're telling me that I'm supposed to believe that you getting good relationship advice about what to do with our relationship from your friend.
Well, bro,
I don't even trust you going on girls' night.
But let's say you've been married for 5 years, and we cool. And I was married for 10 years, but now I'm 2 years single.
Big.
I'm single now, but I still have the experience. So I feel like the thin line is the experience and also the question you're asking.
I'm gonna be real with you. I'm gonna be brutally honest.
Give it
you my dog or whatever, but nigga, you are not in a relationship.
I was just about to say the same damn thing. Even if it's 10 damn years, if it didn't work out and you single now, that means what you didn't work. Why should I take that advice?
Okay, cool. Thanks for letting me know. Thanks for letting me know because she cheated on me and that's why I broke up with her. But thanks for letting me know that it was my fault. I appreciate it.
Hey, it's not about fault. It's about responsibility.
It takes two to divorce.
Preach that.
It takes two to divorce. So at the end of the day, y'all both agreed that this don't work. So I mean, I don't want to be in your position. Like I don't take advice from people that I don't want to be in that same place. Like if I don't want to be single, I'm not gonna take your advice. If I don't want to be a crackhead, I'm not gonna take the crackhead's advice. If I don't want to be broke,
it's just one year. I got you. So I do think that one of the main issues as far as why it's so hard for, I know the question is put as far as why it's so hard as far as a man to settle down with a woman, but it's also hard for a woman to settle down for a man. You know, it works both ways.
So
I don't want you to get it twisted.
Okay, let's ask that question. That's what we're on, especially on the settle. I'm just gonna bounce off that. Who settles more in relationships, as far as who's settling for less than what they expect or less than their expectations? Who settles more, men or women?
Neither. The one who has more hope.
He says hope. I was gonna say the one with more money.
So the one with more money settles.
No. Actually, let me rephrase. The person with less money is the one that settles.
Is the one with less money?
Actually, no. I worded it right. I worded it right the first time. And let's go with my thought process. Yeah. What I mean by that is the person with the most money settles. And what I mean by that is not because the person has less money, it's because the person with the more money have more options.
That's not always the case, bro. Bro, I've had Jaguars and Lexus.
If I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong.
I'm telling you you're wrong. I'm telling you you're wrong.
How am I wrong?
Bro, I have Lexus, Beamers and Jaguars. And I still got the same caliber of females when I was in a beat up Honda. Money does not, money attracts the wrong type of woman in your life. Money is going to attract the woman you don't need in your life. Struggle is going to attract the woman you actually do.
Well, we're not talking about attraction. I'm talking about settling. The attraction's already there.
It started with attraction.
So being broke helps you find happiness quicker? Is that what we're saying?
That's like saying being
to an extent.
But that's like saying being rich helps you find happiness quicker.
I mean, okay, so
right? And I'm not gonna answer your question. I'm just gonna reword it. So are you saying that rich people find happiness quicker? If you're saying broke people have a harder time?
So, because you're saying like, okay, if we're using happiness as far as the currency, then where we going here? Well, how far can it really go? Then where are we really finding happiness here?
Because it's all in the mind, and because happiness is within.
Okay.
And ain't no type of money that can provide that. And ain't no type of poverty that can provide that as well. There's poor people out there happier than niggas out there living in a mansion.
That's true. And there's rich motherfuckers happier than poor motherfuckers right now too.
That's what I'm saying.
But happiness is of course your ability, your action. My question is in finding that, who settles more out of that though? In those relationships, is it men or women?
But that's why I can't answer that. But I can't answer that question as far as man and me personally. And the reason why I can't.
Let's ask the viewers. Let's ask who's viewing right now, and if you can give some feedback right now. My question is: men or women? Who settles more in today's society as far as relationships go and happiness? Who settles more? Is it men or do you believe it's women? I want to chime in. Women, if you think it's men, let us know. If it's men, if you like, nah, men, we settling, you know what I'm saying? We doing it more.
I stand up for the brothers. And I could be wrong, bro. I could be wrong. But
somebody said women. Somebody said, you know.
I bet you that was a man. Was that a man?
Heart vacation.
I was going to say, we got a couple people over here saying both. I don't have any saying.
That's what I feel, bro.
I said women.
Bro, I feel like it's both.
Only because he said, my boy said, he say men.
Of course. Most men are going to say women.
Most men are going to say women. Most women are going to say men.
That's why I feel like it's both. Because
women say women pay attention to material. Can you elaborate on that a little bit more for me, though? But I
women pay attention more with material.
Heart vacation. Can you elaborate on that real quick? Why you say pay more attention to material? Can you give me as far as settling goes in a relationship?
But I do like what Lee Estrada says. It does depend on the person's self-worth.
Self-worth.
You feel me? I do like that because I think you are here. You know what? You know what, Keith?
Let's just say and act like money ain't a factor. It is.
I didn't say money ain't a factor.
So we got Duchess Glimpse. He says both. My boy holding down the men. I got you, bro. He said P.OG. He says men, bro. At the end of the day,
we live on IG too.
Men settle more than women do. He says men settles more. My boy said women. Heart vacation, I need you to elaborate.
Can I? Okay. Let me ask you this question, True. Let me ask you this question. And maybe this question might give you the answer to your question.
Okay, let's go.
Who has more options, men or women?
Women, hands down.
So there you go.
Women, hands down. So you feel like women settle.
Well, no. I
can't. Listen what he's saying. It's exactly what I was saying about the money. But men and women.
I can't say that. Yeah, I said hands down. That was my name response. That was my first response.
Right?
But we love to disagree. We love to disagree.
So if we don't say that women have more options, shouldn't the man be more quickly to settle?
But wait. In real life though, statistically, as far as numbers go, men technically have more of the option out there.
Yes.
Because there are way more women to men in any area.
Statistically,
technically,
factually speaking,
so
you are absolutely right.
So the facts of the
what is it, like 9-1?
Yeah,
it's a high number.
It's a higher number as a man. Like I don't know. We dive into
a high number.
Okay,
we die over doing dumb shit.
So you're telling me, technically speaking, there's more women out there for guys, but let's also be real. There's more thirsty niggas than there are females.
Thirsty. So there's more thirsty dudes than there are niggas than there are females.
So let's do the survey. It's true. Hold on. It's true. Let's do the survey.
I like that.
Let's do the survey.
So true. We got options.
Yo, church,
wait a second.
True. I want us to do a survey.
Alright, hold it down.
We're gonna do this survey. Right now, we're gonna make it fictional, and let's use our imagination with this survey, bro. Me and you, we go to the mall, right? If me and you go to a mall, and we were to ask 10 girls, how much nigga she got in her DMs right now?
She never gonna touch.
Okay, and we were to ask 10 niggas, 10 dudes, how much females he has in his DM. Who you think will win that survey?
We know the women gonna win.
So but that's not always true.
No, wait. That's not always true. They just
no, that's not always true. I don't believe in it always being true. But 99% of the time,
the majority, facts, straight up.
Nah, because you know that woman's response is, it don't matter how many dudes in my DM, it's the ones I pay attention to. So I get that.
Yeah. It's funny how one's got an S on it.
Hold on, but
it's the ones.
Come on, in the same sense.
The ones.
But hold on, let's keep it Gucci. In the same sense, dudes is doing their thing, whatever. Let's not flex, man. We can say all day that, you know, my joint dry, but just like the game goes, you get some beating head, even if it's not your choice. I mean, I know I got some beating heads in my DMs.
That's a whole nother conversation.
I'm a sexy nigga. I probably got like 100 DMs. I meet a bad chick, I guarantee she ain't got like 1,000.
Oh yeah, that's.
So you're right, man. We do it too. We get down. I feel you.
I mean,
I still feel like women overpass us on that. I still feel like women surpass us as far as the thirst quenching.
Yeah, they gonna always surpass us, man. They in a whole realm that we just can't tap to. You know what I'm saying? But like at the same time, that's why the queen can move on the chessboard. Anyway,
you're gonna have to repeat that one more time, sir.
That's
the queen chess piece does what, sir?
The queen chess piece can move anywhere. You don't catch the game of life, you know.
Ain't that the
truth? But in real retrospect, you know, men, we get options too. You know, like I said, statistically we have more of an option. It's just we gotta fight for ours a little tougher. You know, with women, you know, a man offer to carry a loaf of bread, he offering dick. You know what I'm saying? Like low key, he being nice. You know, if you do being nice, he's in the back of his mind, he's like, shit.
Shorty hits me up talking about, hey, are you hungry? Bro, I'm gonna be like, nah, I'm full. All I had was a beef patty from 7-Eleven.
Facts, BLT.
A dude asks a female, hey, ma, are you hungry? She could have just came from Olive Garden. Yeah, I could go out to eat. Whatever, man. I still feel like women got more options. So, and I could be wrong, I do feel like it's easier for a man to settle with a woman than it is for a woman to settle with a man.
Okay, so that's just good.
I'm just saying. Okay, so we spoke about insecurities. We spoke about
self-confidence. We talking about the women who settle more. We talking about, so I got some heads. So we got, because the question, Heart Vacation, was who settles more? And when it comes to happiness in relationships, is it men or women? Duchess Glass says, women settle only when holding herself down. The men got no responsibility. So basically, touching on what y'all were saying, where women have more, you know, out there more, doing what more men, you know, doing what more the men were seen to be doing back in the day, they're doing now, and they don't have the responsibility as far as like what they're saying. But I don't know how that could be construed as far as like the women settling more as far as that. You know what I'm saying? Like, who settles more as far as numbers go? Do more women settle than do men do?
So this is how I'm gonna segue to the next topic.
Okay, let's get it.
Y'all out here talking about, you know, we're talking about men and women. So most men are out here saying no, women do it. Most women out here saying no, men do it. I like when men and women are the ones that are saying both. Because the next topic is about this. It is an instant turn off when all you hear is a woman complain about men. It is an instant turn off when all you hear is women posting memes about niggas ain't shit. It is an instant turn off, Jaylene Rosario, when you say niggas smash anything nowadays. That is an instant turn off. It's offensive and it's disrespectful to a real nigga that got morals and that got standards. Smash anything nowadays. They wish, please. They wish I would.
Let's just be real.
They wish that.
Human beings are mammals, bro. Human beings are mammals, bro. Like Every animal you see that's smashing like it ain't shit. We smash like it ain't shit. It's not just men. Women do it too. That's a dead conversation.
But I like the way that he put women do it
Just
too.
like that women do too. That's a dead conversation. So to say that you feel like I mean now your feelings on the smashing are very different as far as smashing. Men look at smashing differently as far as there we go love language. Men look at smashing differently than women do there. Not to say that it gives them more leeway or gives them more of an advantage or gives them
they just take it differently.
They just take it differently. They understand sex differently than a woman does. And that's just how it usually cracks off. You know what I'm saying?
I do agree with that. I do agree that most men feel like sex is just sex. And most women do feel like sex is actually an exchanging of energy and it's intimate and it's passion and there's emotions involved. I do agree with that point.
I mean, personally, what I can usually say about agreements, bro, like, I mean, acceptance is what's going to happen to you regardless. So when a female and a female screams out just like a man does, all women ain't this, or all women are like all men ain't this.
That's a turn off.
What you focus on mentally, what you focus on subconsciously, will innately attract to you. So if all you're complaining about and seeing is all niggas ain't shit, just understand that all niggas that ain't shit will be coming at your doorstep directly. That's exactly how it happens. All women that ain't shit will be there. You attract what you're concerned about.
But it's true. Like just to add what he's saying, like a lot of us. I'm not gonna say just females, but mostly females. I hear more females talk about this shit. As far as like, there's no more real men out there. So when they do meet a real man, they treat that man like he ain't shit. So now when that man receives that, the dude's like, wait a minute, she thinks I ain't shit, then fuck it, I'm just gonna go and fuck off anyway. She ain't worth enough for me to prove myself.
Or you're just gonna leave, period, and that opportunity is gone.
You're fighting a losing battle.
My shout out to my followers right quick. Much love. Okay, so I hear that my followers got Malaysia right. Our vacation. He says women complain about men based on their past and men who have dogged them. The next man suffers from the last man's trash. So his statement basically is, we are the creators of that. Pretty much that you know what I'm saying, that's what they're building on. Women settle more because men are settling for last.
I mean, do you feel like you've had a reputation because you're a man with every woman that you've ever been with, just because the perception is all men are dogs? Do you feel like you have to dispel that up front?
Oh yeah.
I've never cheated on any girl in my whole life. Yeah, the perception that females get on me is I've been a hoe my whole life. Does that answer the question?
Yeah, and that's my point.
Shit is horrible.
That's my point.
It's so horrible.
This shit is horrible.
But that's my point.
It's tough.
But see,
I'm not gonna try. I'm not gonna even try.
Those are the times again that we grew up in.
Bro, but
now here we are. We're now women have gotten to the point to where if you can't beat them, join them. They doing the same fuck shit.
Yeah, that's a fact.
They doing the same fuck shit.
There's a good dude that got dogged out by a female,
bro.
And he turns around and do the same thing.
And now it's like this. It's like, and we mentioned this before. You can be tired of the fuck shit and say, you know what? Yeah, I've done that in my life, and now I want to settle down. Now I want somebody genuine. And what you gonna get in return? Karma gonna smack the shit out of you.
If you are looking for a relationship, if you want to be in a relationship, press 6. If you want to stay single, open 24/7. Press the number 7. And actually, on Real Talk, if y'all watching live right now, press 1. I would definitely appreciate that. Like, comment, share. I do appreciate everybody tuning in. One of the comments I definitely want to put out here, Terrell Braxton. Thank you for this. Look, check this one out, guys. Principle of least interest. The person with the least interest has the most power.
Facts. And we've spoken about that.
Terrell, he's on his reading like that.
Ain't that the truth?
But it is. The person that cares less, the person that cares the less is the one that controls it.
So not giving a fuck. People that's out here not giving a fuck.
But that only works till the other person realize what their worth is.
Okay, I would say that sounds cool, but remember, then you also gotta remember the rule of the thumb, which is the golden rule: do unto others as you want done unto yourself. Really, what you're saying is what you're putting out there is gonna remember the rule of thumb, karma. It's like a circle. So not just because I don't give a fuck doesn't mean I'm not creating a toxic wave that's gonna be coming back my way. Yeah, I don't care this and this and that. Which hence why, even those people that are not giving a fuck, they're always in those dramatic situations. They're always in those type of areas. They're always in that situation. So yeah, just because I don't care about it doesn't mean it's not coming back for me, because the rule of the thumb goes, what you put out in this world is what comes back to you. So therefore, no matter, and people misconstrue karma. They feel like, oh, karma comes on what you understand time is. Karma can come at any time, place. It's karma. Whatever, it will move anywhere it goes. It hits you at the right time. So I'm sorry, bro. I can't say that, like, oh, giving a fuck is the one that wins. Now, you won't care, and so it gives you the illusion that you won. Because in the emotional game, it gives you that drive. But that doesn't freaking mean that you won, bro.
Definitely. Jaylene, don't forget to announce who won the $50 gift card. You probably missed the beginning of the show. Yeah. I did say whoever likes, comments, and share the most this month will get that $50 gift card. Last month, who won was Barty Soprano. This is your shirt. Thank you for commenting, sharing the most out of anybody last month of the month of November. But you guys are absolutely right. She out here talking about whoever, all sevens are lying. Because she's saying, like, y'all don't really all want to be single for the rest of your life. Yeah, we all want somebody. We're all looking for, or not really looking, but we all want somebody to be there for us.
I don't believe that. I think people
Keith,
used to want that.
Hold up, Keith. You don't want to find a good woman to settle down with?
Yeah, I do.
So then what are you saying?
I'm not speaking about me specifically. I'm talking in general. I'm talking in general. Here's what I mean by this, and I'm going off experience too, though, because I'm talking off of like real life stuff. What I mean by that is people that have been through a lot in relationships get to a point to where enough is enough. They'd rather stay single, stay by themselves, do what they want, when they want, not have to answer to anybody, question, explain, like you said, not explain yourself to nobody. Because when you marry, let's be honest, when you marry, you might want to explain to your person. But when you don't have that obligation, that commitment, you can do what you want when you want, and you ain't got to answer to nobody. There are people that have tried relationships and have said, it's not for me. I'd rather just be by myself.
I put 6 if you want a relationship, put 7 if you want to be single. My dude Terrell's like 6'7", 6'7", 6'7", 6'7", 6'7". I don't even know anymore. You're absolutely right, and we completely understand where you're coming from, my killer. Thank you for that. Now, this was a great effing episode. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. We did start with the show. We're talking about Santa and narcissistic people, talking about how Jesus is fake and all this. So let's just take a moment, guys. Can y'all give me like 30 seconds real quick? Just 30 seconds, guys. Let's just take a moment of silence as I pray for them. Dear Lord, please forgive them, for they do not know what they are talking about. Please forgive them for all their misery. Please accept them for who they are, as I will too. Please love them as your sons, as I would love them for my brothers. Please bless them. Amen. Whether y'all believe in God or not, y'all cannot stop me from praying for y'all. I'm going to always just say God bless, and I'm going to always wish the best on others. Now, next week, what I'm going to be talking about, or what we're going to be talking about, you ever had options, bro? For an example, you have 2 girls. There's one girl that you're not really into, but y'all smashing already. Okay. There's the other girl which you're really into, but you're not smashing at all. You haven't even gotten to that level. Which one would you rather spend time with?
They get outside of my
we could hold that. Let's hold that suspense. Because that's what we're going to talk about next month. A lot of us, we would rather spend time, our valuable time, with somebody that we have interest in. Whether there's sex involved or not. Instead of involving ourselves with somebody that we don't even care like that, which was just smashing, which after the smash, we're like, what are you still doing here?
Real man. Let's clarify.
That's what we're going to be talking about next week. I mean, anything, last thing y'all want to say?
Oh, for sure, man. You know, shout out to all my peoples, all my followers, definitely. I gotta say this.
Check out Stitches NBC. The link is on the bio. If y'all want to check it out.
Follow Notorious True. Follow the Stitches NBC. You already know my bros right here. What's this Instagram?
King. It's under King 826.
King at 826. You know, I'm with the boys. They brutally honest all the time, bro. They don't play no games. Vote for me, the next best, the top best model in Florida right now.
Let them know.
I'll vote for me, yeah, definitely. I'm on Facebook, you know, shout out to Miss B Productions, man. Go to MissBProductionsInc.com. And definitely vote for Notorious True or True for your best male model 2020, man. I'm here to put in some.
He got my vote. If all of y'all fucks with me, make sure y'all vote for him too. He will put in the link to where you guys can vote on the live feed after we're done. I'll make sure that we all do that. Keep any last words you want to say?
Man, I mean, yeah, just throwing it out there with everything. Just be yourself, man. At the end of the day, whatever you feel is right for you. Like I said, be with the person that makes you feel the most like yourself. Where you don't feel like you have to hide, put the mask on, whatever the case may be. And I think that's how you'll find true love. Lasting love, rather.
Y'all want me to spit a verse?
Oh, listen.
You got one? I was gonna say, I feel like. It's been a minute. Let me hear something.
It's funny. It's funny. I thought I was talking to y'all. I'm over here talking to the viewers. I'm joking. Nah, like for real, bro. Hold me along with this, bro. Hold me along with this. Nah, like,
wait, which one?
Nah, bro. I'm gonna spit them like this is me. It's actually what we're talking about. Like, one of the hardest things for a man to do is actually express himself. Is actually let his female know how he truly feels because of everything we spoke about.
Okay, I think I know what it's going.
So maybe we could talk about that, you know? And at the end of the day, you can't have them falling in love with the idea of you. You gotta let them know who you really are. Who are you? And have them fall in love with that. I mean, it's ironic I feel free when you're holding me. So I write you letters filled with poetry. I've even made songs for you to notice me. So when you feel it in your heart, girl, just know it's me. Just know it's me, girl, and notice me. They say that love is blind, can you afford to see? Then notice me, girl, and know it's me. Cause it's you on my mind when I fall asleep now. Your love is a love I couldn't be without. Grew up without my father's love, something to think about. Especially at the times when my love's in doubt. I wanna overflow you with love, but it be a drought. It's always been hard to express my emotions. As a man, I was taught to go through with the motions. No matter what I feel, just bottle it and close it. Can't show it, I could be in love, you never know it. But is it hopeless when love's deeper than the ocean? But doesn't match the devotion. Girl, tell me what's the notion when you know we're heartbroken. We've had our hearts broken. And honestly, my honesty to get your heart open. Cause that's all y'all gonna get. Love Letter Project coming too.
I love that track.
Good life.
It will be released on Valentine's Day. Thank y'all all for tuning in. I love y'all all. God bless y'all all. Tuning out. Your boy Stitches Embassy with my killers, and they are
Brutal Keith.
Notorious True. We in the building. Let's get it.